We are going to be talking branding today, and I think we have amazing people to share their knowledge on branding. I want to do one thing, because I was Googling last night and I said, what is branding? Your idea, what you need to achieve is face, name, and brand awareness. So you can no longer go to the grocery store without people being like, aren't you that Gogo chick that sells real estate? And I was like, yes. She knew my name, and she knew what I do for a living. And that's my goal, and hopefully that is your goal too. For me, it started out selling real estate. Raise your hand if it started out selling real estate. And raise your hand if you have multiple revenues of income. Right? So you can do with branding, it's not just about selling the next home, and it's not just about building your brand so that agents can join you here as this most amazing real estate brokerage. By the way, show me that this is the most amazing real estate brokerage on the face of the earth. Right? We are so blessed. We are so blessed. I was blessed at the moment that I entered that person in Romania at the US Embassy had a good day when I went for my visa, right? And then gave that stamp. And I was allowed into this most amazing country on earth on January 20th of 2003. 1 minute basics for branding. Number one, your name. You cannot be Gogo's Real Estate on one page and Brighton's favorite realtor in the other and buyahouse.com. I don't know that's you. That's not the target when you close your eyes and saw the label, right? So whatever, next one is the photo. So first your name. If you're like, well, it's kind of the same. It's like Gogo's Real Estate here and Buy with Gogo there. It's kind of the same. It's not the same. When I say the same, is the same. Gogo's Real Estate on Instagram, Gogo's Real Estate on Facebook, gogosrealestate.com, gogosrealestateteam.com. Everything is Gogo's Real Estate. So I mean the same. Picture. The what? Where? Everywhere. So you're going to see that lady in the red dress on every single platform until everybody can recognize me and until I no longer look like that person. Don't be that agent, right? That you have your prom photo and you're 65. Don't do that, right? But I do want you to take that one photo, as I like to say it, take 46 of them. One's going to be really good. Put it through 17 apps and then plaster it everywhere. Where? The next thing is hashtags. So hashtags, if you don't know what a hashtag is the basics. It's like, imagine going and Google, what are you going to Google? Put a hashtag in front of it, that's your hashtag, okay? So that hashtag sign. So for example, what should you be hashtagging while you're here? What you should be hashtagging while you're here? That too, thank you. No, it's EXPCon 2022. Right? That is the hashtag. That's how everybody else is going to find your post. So what does hashtag allows? Allows people to find you, right? So when you're making a post, you always hashtag your own brand. If you look at my post, I always have Gogo Bethke hashtagged, which is my name, and a hashtag in front of it. I have Gogo's Real Estate hashtagged. I have Team Gogo hashtagged. I have everything hashtagged. Even my brand is hashtag Team Gogo, right? So hashtags are important. Tag location. Why? Do you know how to tag location? Put the location. It's like, where did you make this post? Las Vegas. Why? Because people follow what's happening in Las Vegas. They don't know of your existence. They could care less that you sell real estate in Minnesota, right? But they are going to see your post because they follow Las Vegas, right? So do that, and then always tag people. Why? Because we're in the business of eyeballs, right? So if I tag you, guess what? Everybody that follows me now going to see your account. When you tag me, everybody that follows you is going to see my account. So that's the fastest way of growing, is by taking other people's viewership, other people's eyeballs onto your own account. So use those basics and stay away from the hashtags that don't go along with your post. There's this thing called an artificial intelligence, and it's really freaking smart. It's too smart, to be honest with you, right? So if you are on your beach office and there's a palm tree in the back, that's okay to hashtag beach office. But if you're at your desk in your office at home and you hashtag, I'd rather be at the beach office, the artificial intelligence says, you're not at the beach. And it won't show it. So stay true to the hashtags, right? And think of it this way, less than 2% of your followers see your post. Less than 2%. That means out of every 100, 2 people are going to see it. So it's a lot of work, right? So the truer you can stay for organic and allowing people to get to know you, the more it's going to spread. And some of you may say that, yeah, Gogo, but I'm private. I don't like my business out there. Guess what you know about me? What I let you. If I don't put it out there, you don't know it. Raise your hand if you don't have a skeleton in your closet. Guess what? Nobody raised their hands. We all do. You don't put that on Instagram. You don't put it on Facebook. So your privacy, or what you want to allow people to see, it's in your own hands. So if you think about the horizontal versus vertical videos, you can take a horizontal video, hire an editing team, and have them cut it into vertical, but you can't take a vertical to cut it into horizontal, right? So you have to think of that. If you know you want to repurpose, thank you. Thank you, Anna. Thanks for translating for me today. Repurpose, if you would like to repurpose your videos, sometimes I only know the rhythm of a word, not the actual word, then you always should shoot it horizontally, because you can always cut it. Right? But you can't cut a vertical video into horizontal. So keep that in mind. I do have an editing team from Venezuela. If any of you would like to use them, just message me later and I send you a link. But you can find editing teams online, right? So literally what I would want you to do is have them create that content for you, especially if you already have it. Just give someone access to your YouTube or to your Google or whatever you keep your videos, and have them go to town and chop it up into small little pieces and plaster it everywhere. Now, I personally only post on Instagram. If you decide that social media is the way you want to go, whichever platform that you decide that you want to use. And if you're building a brand around yourself, since we're talking about personal branding, right? You have to stay your brand. That portion you cannot hire out, you're gonna lose your followers, or you're not gonna gain new ones, because there's nothing personal, right? So what I want you to do is choose which one is your home. For me, it's Instagram. I make my Instagram post, and my team takes it from there, and they plaster it everywhere. So since we're talking about YouTube is trying to compete with the Reels, now YouTube have what's called YouTube Shorts. It's a Reel, it's a TikTok, it's a YouTube Short. It's the same exact video plastered to 3 different platforms. You shouldn't be the one plastering it, because that is not your time's best spent. Shoot that video once, hire a marketing person, have them plaster it everywhere else. I want you to do one thing before you walk out of here. I know it's not branding, but I'm huge on knowing your hourly rate. So if I asked you in the crowd, raise your hand if you know your hourly rate. Right? Awesome. I actually saw a lot of hands up, so I'm very, very proud of everyone in here. The reason why you need to know your hourly rate, because you need to know what's not worth your time, right? And you're never going to do that again. And that part is going to be hired out. So think of it this way. Let's say if you are on the listing side, and on the listing side, last year you made, I don't know, $200,000, right? I want you to think about how much time do you spend with the seller. It's really not that much. If you really get what you do, it's probably 7 hours from the moment you go out to the initial appointment, to the tour, the CMAs, the contracts, the send it over, some negotiations, some marketing, final walkthrough, and you close, right? So if it's 7 hours, take, I think there's 2,080 hours in a year. So take your last year commission, right? Everything that you made and divide it by 2,080. Or if you want to be more specific, right, take your average commission and divide it by 7. Because then you'll know what is an hour in your life is worth. And then you're gonna take a sticky. You thank me later. And then you're gonna stick it to the inside of your washing machine. I still have an old washing machine because I like to use water when I do laundry. So mine opens up, it's $200 at Walmart, I'm kidding. So it opens up, right, and you're gonna stick this piece of paper and you are going to say, it's a very expensive load of laundry. And you're never going to run another load of laundry. Is it because you don't qualify? No, I can absolutely run a load of laundry. It's riding a bike. I knew how to do it 20 years ago, I know how to do it today. But I am better off going to talking to an agent or going to sell another house or go and build another business than to run another load of laundry. You cannot possibly grow unless you hire out the things that A, you suck at it. Can I say that in English? On a stage, sorry. Sorry if that's a bad word. If you're not good at it, hire it out. If you hate doing it, hire it out. If it's not making you the money, what your hourly rate is, hire it out. So your social media marketing, besides that one platform that you're going to be doing your branding on, every other step is going to be hired out. I want to, you can't sneak out like that because you made my day. Everyone, Rob Fleck. When I heard that he is in my class, I had my jaw like this the whole time. It is my absolute honor, Mr. Rob Fleck. Thank you for being here. So I wanted to add on a little bit how mine is structured. I have one social media marketing manager, and again, I make all the posts, she takes it and plasters it everywhere, and then she responds to all of the DMs. So think of it this way, on your LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever else that you do, right? Think of it this way, how many DMs do you get in a day? Let's say if it's 100, right? Let's say it takes 20 seconds to respond. Somebody do the math. I sound really smart, but I can't do the math right now. Okay, so think of it this way. Is that a full-time job? It's not. Somebody can probably do that in 2 hours a day. Can you tell me how much a virtual assistant costs for an hour in average? $4. Can you afford $8 a day? And if you can't afford $8 a day, then I don't know, skip Starbucks. And there is your virtual assistant that is going to DM people for 2 hours a day. And then the next thing that I think is very important is that I was like, yeah, but they have accents. Right? So if I suddenly posted everything in its perfect English, you would know it's not me. Right? Because sometimes, as I say, like the rhythm of the word, right? So think of it this way, whatever your style is, you're going to now have to train that person to stay true to your brand. Right? It needs to sound like you. It needs to say things like you. And I still get messages from my team. Most of the time they can answer it, right? But I still get messages like, Gogo, what would you say? Or Gogo, this message sounds like it's personal, like they actually know you. Do you want to respond personally? Right? So you train them, the more you can guide them on what you would say. So sometimes I'm huge on voice notes, because if you ever try to text to talk with an accent, so I just hold the button, I say what I need to say, and then they type it up, right? So just make sure that if you do hire it out, it has to be true to yourself. And then the last thing is when it comes to video editing, sometimes they send me a message, and think of it this way, they're not in real estate. They don't know what the heck we are talking about, right? And sometimes the video edited comes back and it never got to the point, right? And then I have to send it back and say, we never got to the point. Can you please add on that next 10 seconds so we actually get to the point? So those things that are coming back to you that's making your life easier, you're the final say, okay? What's the video that brought the best result? I'm gonna go first on this one because I'm so excited. You guys remember when if you follow me, you remember when I lost my front tooth? That was the video. Why? Because it was vulnerable. Right. If the rest of you, if you don't know, this tooth right here is an implant. And I bit into a sandwich, and it was tomatoes and bacon, right? And I heard a crunch. And I was like, oh, it's the bacon. And I was trying to separate the sandwich from my mouth, and I couldn't because it was stuck on the tooth. So it came out with the tooth, and I went in for x-ray, and I didn't have a front tooth for 8 months. So I had a pity party for 3 days. I was under the covers. What am I gonna do? I'm the social media queen. What am I gonna do? I don't have a front tooth, right? And then I was like, God doesn't give you what you can't handle. So he must think I'm a badass, right? So if whatever you have going on, right, stay true to yourself, and you'll see that is the video that is going to have the most views, because you're going to find your people. I couldn't tell you how many messages I got from people who's like, oh my gosh, Gogo, I can't believe you just did that. I've been walking around with a flipper, so I was like, you know what, I'll be a flipper model. Because clearly I don't qualify for any other modeling job. So I'll be a flipper model. So you make the best of it, whatever you want, and just be true to yourself, honest, have fun with it, right? Share so people get to know you, and I guarantee you that's gonna be the video that goes viral. So I'll make you a deal. Until you create your why I joined EXP video, I'll just take them all. Because I have mine. Have a seat. Congratulations for everybody who was standing, right? So you have to think of it this way. If you don't have a video out there for people that are searching for the word EXP or join EXP or why EXP, they can't find you. You don't exist, and if you don't exist, you are not an option. At least be an option. At least be like at least I got a chance to talk to them. And if they chose somebody else, well, they had something that you didn't, but at least you tried, right? So when you go home from here, I want all of you to create a why I joined EXP video. Do it horizontal, because if you do vertical, you can't build it into websites. Did I just do it wrong again? Sorry, I don't do do it this way. This way, I'm kidding. Do it this way, I'm serious. Do it horizontally, because you have to be able to build it into a website. Because your job when it comes to social media, what are the YouTubes and the TikToks and the Instagrams and all of those things good about? They're good at generating traffic to their site. Now our job is to take that traffic out, take it off of their site, and take it where? Control that traffic, take it to a website, a link, a Google sheet, a whatever, right? So they can watch, yes. Did you say something? A funnel, good job, yes. There you go. I know all about funnels, right? So you want to take them off of that platform to somewhere that you control. Now, can I change your life? If I had a video on there that was like, hey, you should join EXP, it's awesome. You're just gonna pack it all up and you're gonna come over with me, right? No. Like switching brokerages is a big deal. You can't possibly expect someone to make a decision on your 2-second video, or 2-minute even. I think mine is over an hour. So I'm not asking you to now, because doing video and talking for an hour is like planking for an hour. I agree, it's hard, right? But you know what's harder? Being broke. Way harder. So do your video why I joined EXP. I want every single one of you, because think of it this way. If you don't have that video, somebody else does. And they're going to join with that person. So get it done. Next one. I have my own team. Do I brand everything with my team name or my name? So, go.
That's always your team name. If you're the team leader, everything runs, like with my team members, everything runs through the Soul Legacy Group.
Oh my gosh, I am so sorry. We are out of time and we have to do one thing. I need you to get up. We can continue after that, but I need you to get up for 1 second. I didn't realize the 0, 0, 0, 0. Up, 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 up. Now, you're in competition. Tell me if you are a competitive person. So there's a silent competition that we're gonna make it really loud. I want you to say, I love EXP from the top of your lungs 3 times. You're gonna practice run. 1, 2, 3. I love EXP! You know why? Because Glenn Sanford is in the other room and he needs to hear us. So let's do it 3 times. Ready?